Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Buckeyes of all ages, you are now tuning into the Boomcast. Introducing first, it's your host, NFL vet, Buckeye legend, Daniel Boom Herron. Accompanying him is the Boom Squad. First up, from the presidential penthouse, we got former coal miner, fitness industry expert, Mr. Corey Gregory. Over here at the Tyler Sports Zone, we have Athens' very own Tyler Treadway. Then we got Philo's very own Mr. Tyler T. Lever. And then, of course, here's the doghouse. I'm the graphic gangster Cole Susak. To my right is the king of Web3, Trayvon the Air. And you are now tuning in to the Boomcast. The Boomcast is brought to you by Max for Muscle and Sam Adams Beer. Let's go to the show.
Welcome to another episode of the Boomcast. We are 2-0, and we're going to weigh in on the Buckeyes in Week 2 and then talk about Week 3. We won 35-7 versus Youngstown State.
Those Ohio boys.
Those Ohio boys. A lot of Ohio Valley boys.
A lot of Ohio Valley boys. Shout out to all those. I think there was like four or five, maybe six of them. Yeah. Local kids, back home kids, small town kids. So root for them. And they came out fucking ready to go against the Buckeyes.
I think, am I the only one who went to the game? Me and Trayvon, right? Yeah, so me and Trey went to the game. Listen, it looked way too like even for the first quarter for my liking. I don't know, Trey, what'd you think? But it's just sitting there. It didn't feel right.
The first half looked pretty rough.
Yeah.
Corey's point too. We were talking at the game. Like Youngstown State has a lot of Ohio players on the team too. So when you think about like, you know, it's a lot of the players on this team probably wanted to go to Ohio State. They're ready. They're in the horseshoe. They're ready to play against Ohio State. And Youngstown State came out the first half and looked not bad, to be honest.
No, they
so it looked
good.
a little rough for Ohio State. But I would say though that Kyle McCord though is the guy for now.
Good point. I think it was clear that Marvin Harrison's as good as he is. Yeah. And if you look at the stats, what jumps off? 7-160. Because when he was open, he was really open. Was the other guys as open as Marvin? I mean, Emeka was. But the reality is the real difference in this game is Marvin's stat line. And he was so fucking open. Boom. I probably could have got it to him. To be honest with you. So, like, other than that, you expect Marvin to do what he did against fucking Youngstown State. Yeah. But we just look like we were playing down to their talent, which is sad to say because I'm going to show love for Youngstown because they played up. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It didn't feel convincing. The stadium all knows it. Yeah. And, yes, I know we have high expectations, but we are a top 5 team. But we don't really look like it. What are we now?
Like six, yeah.
Well, I would say that's being nice.
That shows you, like...
Am I going to be a Ohio State hater? I'm not a hater, I swear.
No, we just keeping it real, and that's what we do here. I mean, we're not going to sit here and, like I said,
listen, I done wrote the check for the fucking season tickets.
We're not going to never
like,
just
I'm about
the
it.
team, but we're going to say how we really feel.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
We're going to speak our mind. I mean, at least Kyle McCord, he threw a touchdown. A couple touchdowns.
Yeah. No, he looked better. But my point is, like, Marvin was so open.
Yeah.
Like, these aren't – I'm going to be nitpicky for a little bit because I'm a backyard QB out here. Right? You guys have seen it. Treadway's seen it. But these are not like elite throws. Boom.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not. He's the guy for right now, to Trey's point. I'm not sold. I hope he gets better.
All right. So here, this is my thought now. So McCord, obviously week 2 coming in, still questions of Devin Brown. I think McCord solidified that he's the starter, right?
Yeah.
Now
I'm not impressed with Devin Brown.
Now, let's talk about Youngstown real quick. Obviously, Ohio boys, they're going to come out. They got this game fucking circled. It's their time to shine.
Week,
you know what I mean?
That's every week when you play Ohio State.
And I do think Ohio State's playing down to their competition.
Yes.
I think that is a huge issue. I think there's a lot of leadership stuff type shit involved in that. Youngstown trying to ball out. But now with McCord being solidified, he solidified this. He's got to take over.
Take it to another level.
He's got to command the offense, not just be a part of the
offense.
Talk
that shit, Cole.
He's got to fucking come out and now vocalize, look like he's the actual starting quarterback for the Buckeyes now. Like he's got to take that next step into this weekend, especially at Notre Dame.
Will Ryan Day make that clear at this point? Because it has to be clear. Like the most impressive thing about Devin Brown I saw was that he wears 33. Like I was not impressed at all. There's a couple throws that were not thrown away. They're just in with the guys. I'm not like, I feel bad saying this, but I mean, that's like, I'm just going off my opinion sitting in the stands going, geez, we're struggling against Youngstown. This should be 70-7 or 0. Like, they shouldn't even look like really that they're on the same field as 5-star recruits. I mean, in theory, right? I mean, boom, the reality is there should be a clear, right?
Yeah.
Is the gap closer than it used to be?
I mean, we even said it last week. I said this, in the Youngstown State game, we wanted to see at least a 60 point game for
35
from the
is
Buckeyes.
not enough, bro.
Yeah.
35 should have been in halftime.
Correct.
You
I
know?
agree with that.
100%.
And what it was at halftime, it was
28.
Yeah, okay. So it was decent.
It was 28 at half?
Yeah, because we only scored
7 points.
We only scored 7 in the second half.
Wow.
Third
Well, I
quarter,
mean-
we didn't score anything in the fourth quarter.
And last week it was 23 points total. So I was looking at the stats not only for this week but last week too, and I'm like, that's not right. I'm like, I got the wrong stats, and I hit refresh on the computer, and I'm like, it was final, 23 points final, 35 points final.
Yep. And coming back to Mr. Ohio State hater Treadway's point from last week, third down efficiency is still not good, and I think a lot of that comes back to the offensive line. What's his name? Josh Simmons, the left tackle, not impressive whatsoever. Like, that offensive line needs work, and I think it's basic fundamentals. There was like one big run where he got a penalty for like the hands in the face. He ripped that dude's helmet off. That's just lazy blocking.
Yep.
Like, that's just you readjust your hands, get underneath
cool.
of him, and do that shit. But I think, and obviously, dude, it's Youngstown State. Ohio State's not opening up the playbook at all. Like, they're saving that shit. They just want to basically, again, get the offensive line reps running down their throat. But you got to do better than 5 for 12 on third down.
Is that a thing?
Like,
saving it, boom. At this point, is Ryan Day sitting on stuff like not?
Yeah, well,
Well, obviously,
Because I didn't play
he's not,
ball,
he's,
so
he's not going to show everything. Obviously, you got a big game that's going to happen at Notre Dame. So obviously, there are some things you're not going to show everything on tape.
yeah.
Because when that game comes, that's
Wants
when
to
you
prime
bring,
them. Yeah.
you're gonna bring some stuff out. But coaches already know that, like they're prepared for that as well. So it's like,
We'll show them the other stuff then.
we need a good showing going into this game. You know what I'm saying? And we haven't had that yet. Our quarterback play has been, what it is. Our running game has been super average.
And there's three non-average guys.
yeah.
In theory.
And I think it comes back to the offensive line. Like, they are not dominating the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. Like, they are allowing the defense to get pressure, basically, and they're just not driving them back. They're not controlling the line of scrimmage. And that's what it really comes down to.
My point is, if you can't control the line of scrimmage versus YSU, how the fuck are you going to do it versus Notre Dame?
Gotta fucking figure it out. That's what we're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
That is like the big fucking circle is like, how does the offensive line play against actual talent?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I think McCord can throw it to Ibuka and Marvin Harrison. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah,
Like, anyone can do that. But, like, can the offensive line actually control that?
So 2 things. This relates to Ohio State as well, especially these last couple weeks so far. You know whose line of scrimmage was controlled? Texas.
Yeah, they
controlled
dominated.
that big time. And what that's got to do with Ohio State, we already saw this with Joey B before, but like, you guys were mentioning this before the show, did they let another quarterback go that they should have kept a hold of?
Oh.
Ewers?
Yeah.
For Texas?
I mean, that's what it looks like.
Look at that. They dominated that line of scrimmage. They beat Bama by 10 on the road at Bama.
What was the situation with the Ewers dude? Like, why'd he leave?
He was a Texas kid. I don't think Ohio State.
He signed $1
wasn't-
million deal when he got to Ohio State, and then he dipped.
Yeah.
Well, more so, I think he wanted to play right now.
Yeah.
And then at the
think you're right.
time,
Well, I'm pretty sure he probably.
CJ.
Oh,
was-
CJ, yeah.
CJ was just going into he had 2 years of being a starter,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
it was his first year of actually becoming a starter.
he knew he wasn't getting on the
He
field.
played well, obviously
Yeah.
the guy went second overall.
Yeah.
So you can't really, with the whole transfer thing going on right now.
Can't really fault the coaching staff for that.
Well, you can't fault the kid.
No,
I mean,
yeah.
the coaching staff can only do so much.
Sure.
There's only so much that you can tell a kid, like, hey, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna give you this, we're gonna give you that. And then once you get here, it's either you want to compete or you don't. Or if there's a better situation,
Yeah.
where you can go to obviously him going to Texas.
And he from there too, so.
And he from there.
True.
You know, he going to get all the love. He going to get it, you know, he's winning. You know what I'm
Beat
saying?
Bama, bro.
They beat Bama, which is I think Bama is on a decline.
Yep.
So but I'm not gonna take it away from me that was a great win because I'm sure it's hard to go there and win a game. But he's doing his thing. But golly, do I wish we still had him right now.
So has he still got 2 years eligibility?
I think he does.
Yeah, I
This
think
year,
so.
one more?
Yeah.
Would have matched up pretty well.
Yep.
Just saying.
So to flip sides of the ball, I don't think we talked last week about how Ohio State's defense was like good, and Boone brought up that he wasn't sold on it. And honestly, I didn't think the defense performed that well. I thought Youngstown State was able to stay in the game because of their ability to pick up first downs. Right?
For sure.
Ohio State really couldn't. That's the quickest way to kill these
Yeah,
teams.
they couldn't get off the field.
If you can't get off the field and let your offense, I mean, you've got Marvin Harrison.
How many
you've got
first downs they
Ibuka.
get? Do we know?
They got 12 first downs. Their third down efficiency, they were 7 for 15. So
I mean,
nearly 50%.
That's pretty
Yeah.
fucking good.
That's
for
pretty good.
Youngstown versus
And you
Ohio
can't let
State.
Youngstown State go 7 to 15 on third down. There's just
And
momentum
like
killers.
again, whenever it comes down to big games, like Youngstown State had the ball for 34 minutes compared to Ohio State's 26 minutes.
That's
So
unacceptable.
that's
There you
coming
go.
down to the defense has got to perform on third down, but also the offense has to convert on third downs.
It's controlling the line of scrimmage on third down so you can make it third and manageable, or get a third and manageable and then run the ball. Right, that's the goal. Every week you play, but then to flip it on the other side of the offense. Watching a lot of NFL this weekend, you see the guys that excel at the next level are able to break away from the system when shit hits the fan. When your offensive line can't block, you see Josh Allen coming out. He's making these shovel passes. All these quarterbacks are able to escape the pressure a little bit and then at least make something happen. And to be honest with you, I don't think either one of these quarterbacks from Ohio State have that. I think they're decent system quarterbacks, and I think that Ryan Day and the coaching staff obviously does a really good job of they know that, and they kind of build that scheme around. These are just going to be very vanilla quarterbacks. But historically, Ohio State has had these very non-vanilla quarterbacks that are able to, when shit hits the fan, they can kind of get out and scramble. They can kind of do all these things, and sometimes it's a swing and a miss because they got a guy like Tate Martell who, in theory, could have been that. He could have been that Johnny Manziel type of guy. When shit hits the fan, I'm going to get out. But you have the history of the Braxton Millers, the J.T. Barretts, the Cardale Jones. Like, when they get pressure, they're able to make shit happen on their own.
I think these guys are missing that.
Neither one of these guys, I think, really have that.
And, if we're just being honest, like we were talking about, I don't think, this quarterback is not – I don't think he's going to be the quarterback maybe 2 years from now. I don't see him lasting long term. I think next year it's going to be the same story, another position battle. We got new recruits coming in. Do we want to get these guys reps now, and do we want to recruit a better offensive line? I think that's, the real issue. But that's next year. We can't talk about
Whoever
this
the
shit.
five-star
now,
guy is coming in got a shot.
Yeah, so right now, it comes down to offensive line. Honestly, the whole team's got to get their shit together. Whenever I watch this, you watch Texas, they look like they were fucking pissed off, ready to go, wants to dominate. You watch Ohio State, and you're like, man, there's no, juice to them right now.
The batteries weren't charged all the way, for sure.
Yeah.
It just was you're waiting for that juice. It just didn't kick in.
I could be honest. I was at home watching the game, and I didn't watch most of the game. I was too busy watching Colorado because, it was more entertaining.
Yeah.
I said that to Trey at halftime. I said if we weren't here right now, I'd be watching Colorado.
I mean, because
Dion owns shit right now.
he's changing college football.
1,000%, and I fucking love it.
And to be honest with you, you're not expecting for it to be a game if you're playing YSU.
No.
You're expecting okay, I'm gonna turn the game back and it's gonna be 42-0 or 56 whatever. You know what I'm saying? You expect that it's I probably don't need to watch this game too much because I know that they're gonna take care of business and we're gonna be good.
But then we scored 7 points in the second half.
Because didn't Youngstown State come out and score first?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
what are we
so
doing
deflating.
here?
You can't do that at your home stadium.
Yeah.
What
I
I
think
mean-
they got a 3 and out.
And they were fucking fired up too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what
Yeah.
it was.
You can't do that.
I kept looking at Trey this ain't good.
Nah,
This don't look
this
good.
is rough.
But my thing
This-
is like if your quarterback play isn't great right now, why haven't we been really like pushing to run the ball.
because
Maybe
you
it's
can't
'cause
control the
line.
line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
But my thing is, you got to figure that out now.
Yeah.
One more
Like
week.
you better force it until it happens.
Did you
Yeah.
ever have a time like when you were there where your offensive line wasn't clicking and you were just like kind of like,
Motherfuckers, you better block.
what am I
Yeah.
doing? So what do you do in that situation?
You keep
You make it happen. You
keep-
make it happen. Like
yeah.
You keep putting guys in and out, right?
Man, look, you got to keep getting the reps. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing like game reps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't sit here and rotate these running backs, give him 2 carries, then bring the other guy in. No, you need to find out who your hammer gonna be.
Yeah.
You know? And we haven't really found that out yet. I mean, to have 5, 6, like, how you gonna get in a rhythm or
Yeah, it's hard.
find anything after that?
Well, and each guy's going to move different, right? So your lineman you probably need a few series or like a half a game with one dude getting the reps. Is that what you're thinking, Boom?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You gotta like, even when I was in school, I say when me and Beanie was going, like, I knew Beanie was the guy, but I knew I was gonna, get in there. So Beanie would get 2, maybe even 3 series before I even came in.
For sure.
Get him in the rhythm, give him a break, and he might even come back in like while I'm in there. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you gotta let your guys get in the rhythm. You gotta have, he has to have a connection with the offensive line, how they moving, like the whole 9. Like,
You guys ran some 2-back sets where you'd both be in at times, right?
yeah, here and there.
Here and there.
Yeah.
That had to be kind of gangster, though.
Yeah.
But you got 4 guys splitting 20 reps. Outside
Yeah.
of the quarterbacks, you had 20 rush attempts. And you had 4
Well-
guys who got a majority of the load.
I know in theory you're still trying to find out what the team's about against YSU, but then like when it becomes like you're clearly trying, like, and it doesn't look like you're just forcing, like, it. I don't know. It was a little lackluster and just like a little underwhelming.
Yeah.
We won 35-7. It felt that way.
I think at the end of this week, just looking on it, like I think passing the ball is going to be fine. It's all come down to the run game. Like, can the offensive linemen actually fucking push them back a yard and dominate the line of scrimmage? I think that's what it's going to come down to. And next week, I think we'll hopefully see them do better at that. If it continues to happen, then they better wake the fuck up against Notre Dame.
And we have who? Western Kentucky?
Yeah.
Western Kentucky.
At
yep.
home, right?
At home.
Yep.
College football, man, is this I don't where we are right now with how college football is going.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
No, it's
Because
shifting away from us. Big time.
It's like Miami just had a big ass win against Texas A&M. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you get teams like that, and then you got Texas getting big wins against Alabama.
Florida State.
You got Florida State.
Texas.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like that old school.
I know it's cycling
And
back.
usually, we in the picture, but it's like, all right, we dropped this week.
Well,
all
and
right, we
LSU
dropped
got
last week.
smoked. It's like to what for each one. So it's like you go LSU, us, Alabama's got beat. Like
But
the normal power
I'ma
of
tell you
4 or
this.
5's looking a little struggle
one-
bus.
One thing that cannot happen, if we go to Notre Dame and lose, they are going to dog walk us.
But
so
that's
bad.
the thing about being
We're
Ohio
gonna
State.
be 17th.
If you win that game,
Colorado's going to jump us.
Oh, and they should.
They 18 right now, so
They beat the fucking runner up. Game 1 at home, at their home.
yeah.
if you beat Notre Dame,
It's not. It's,
you're
yeah,
top.
It's not
You're top 4.
Doesn't
Say
matter.
If you
again?
beat Notre Dame, you're in the top 4.
I mean, you look at Texas; they jumped from number 11 to number
Exactly.
4.
So that's the beauty of being Ohio State, though.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, like, if you beat Notre Dame, none of this matters, and you're automatically in the top 4. And now everyone's talking about you for the
There's
rest
no
of the year.
way people are picking that they're going to pick us to beat Notre Dame. Do you think?
You haven't
At
covered
this
the spread
point-
yet.
At this point,
Why would they pick Ohio State to be favorites? They haven't
I
covered the
was
spread
saying,
one time.
they're
Oh,
talking
you-
that
point,
talk.
to your point, you say if we beat Notre Dame, nobody. I think they still talking about it. You know why? Because Notre Dame really doesn't get the respect.
no, they don't.
Nope.
They're
Nobody-
What are
starting
they
to
ranked
this year.
right now?
They're-
Nobody-
they're
what
talked
is-
about this
huh?
year.
Yeah, Notre Dame ain't been taken serious in forever.
This is
what,
the
what
one.
are they ranked right now?
like
9.
9.
Okay.
Like if you beat them, it's like, you're
You're
supposed to beat them.
yeah,
you know, it's
exactly.
not like, oh, you about to go in there, it's gonna be this rah game. No, you're supposed to go beat Notre Dame.
Yep.
You know, Notre Dame's not like old school Notre Dame, like back in the day, you know what I'm saying, Jerome Bettis type Notre Dame. You know, you got to you're supposed to pop them.
Yep.
You know, like when we talking about and no shade to Notre Dame, because I know my dog Freeman over there doing his thing, whatever or not. But and I think he's making a difference. You know,
he's making it like the old Notre Dame.
Yeah, but I don't think they're there yet, and I don't think people. Now, if they come out and beat us,
he thinks they are, and he's going to try to put it on us big time.
Exactly,
that's what we better be ready for.
Now, if they beat us, then people might be like, "Oh, Notre Dame might be back." But it's like,
dude, he's going to try to put it on us,
as he should,
so he can be in that next category.
You got to smell blood right now, though.
1,000%.
You got to smell blood right now. Like we.
It's just. I think, again, like we just said, like if Ohio State beats Notre Dame, it's going to be as expected. I think this is just the year where everyone who's fucking doubted Ohio State for the past 5 years has it just circled. And no matter what happens no matter what happens at Notre Dame, if they win, it's going to be how do they do against Penn State and then how do they do against Michigan. It's going to continue to happen the entire season.
Yep. This is what I'm hoping. What is going on? Because it was like this kind of like when I was in school. We struggled with YSU, I think one time when we played them, and I'm hoping that it's just that we're playing down to our level of competition, and when it comes to us playing some of these better teams, we up the ammo, you know. So
does that feel like, so when you say that, does it feel like that's what you're doing and it's like a funk you can't get out of it? Like, what's that feel like, Boom? Because you know these kids feel that.
I mean, obviously, you know, if you're playing a team like YSU, it's kind of like, all right, you know you're gonna win. You know, like the big play is gonna happen, but it's like, okay, when you think the big play is about to happen, and that motherfucker come hit you in your motherfucking mouth, and it's like, oh, you know, it's like it's a shocker. So then it's like, oh, we got a game here for real. Because like you say, any team that Ohio State plays, they coming to destroy anything that y'all have planned for the day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
they want to shock the world. That's what I said. I told Trey, I said, if YSU keeps this close, wins whatever, they walk on water at YSU the rest of their life.
What?
Oh, you're that team from 2023 to beat Ohio State, like, dude, forever. So you're really trying to make it like Appalachia State when they beat Michigan, right? Them cats forever.
You just took words on my mouth, because I was just thinking, I was like, when I was actually watching the game and they went up 7-0, I was like, man, what if this ended up being like how when Michigan lost to Appalachia State?
Them dudes is still not buying drinks, bro. Right?
Yep.
That's what it is. But you got to remember so to your point, every week you're getting that energy from these smaller squads.
Right.
And not to mention, Michigan got a fucking JV schedule all the way to the fucking end. So it's like they're looking at it like, you know, so it's like we got some stuff to overcome, I think.
But I think it comes down to leadership. I think now since McCord solidified, he's got to step it up. I think more other players, especially on defense, need to vocalize and step up a little bit more. And then, honestly, like I think it's going to take like the Buckeyes knowing that they have a tough game against Notre Dame, who's fucking fired up and wants to beat them so bad. Because I don't think I've ever witnessed Notre Dame beat Ohio State in my lifetime. So you got that going on. And then also, like, I think, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Notre Dame is favorited. Like,
no, they're going to be.
Like, into this game.
Unless we beat Western Kentucky 1,000-0.
Yeah.
But you got to think, Western Kentucky looking like, hey, YSU, they feel like they probably like.
Oh, that's giving them juice, bro.
Let's bring out all the trick plays
I'd be running
possible.
every trick play I can fucking find.
Yeah, so you got to be prepared. You got to be prepared for fake punts.
All of it.
Onside kicks. Like all of that stuff, you know. But like I said, you know, it's still early. And, you know, we are being fans that we are, you know, Ohio State fans. We expect.
You feel kind of bad, Boom, because you actually been in the locker room. We haven't.
I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad at all.
All right, yeah, I like that.
I got the same.
I don't feel bad.
I got the same thing.
Yeah. I know your asshole.
Hey,
so Boom.
State, it's never good enough. You know?
Yeah, facts.
Even when I was playing, you know, I can go out and have 150 yards. It's like, he should have did this or did that. You know, it's just never good enough.
It just comes with it.
You know, so as me being on the other side now, I'm like, okay,
So boom. What are these weeks like now? So like they're going up against Western Kentucky this weekend, but you already know that this Notre Dame game is about to be a huge game. Are they gonna basically now it's the first team, everyone they want is gonna get all the reps and like see if they can actually get the ball going and dominate, or what is that like in the locker room?
So basically, so this week is in my opinion, this week is gonna be big because obviously you got the Notre Dame game the following week, but this week it's like you're preparing. Like obviously, the last 2 weeks you've been preparing, but this week it's like all right, it's really here. So this is the film that Notre Dame's gonna watch. So it's like we got to put some good stuff on tape because if our offensive line is getting pushed back. Our DBs are getting cooked out there. You know what I'm saying? Our linebacker play is not good. Then it's going to show a lot of weakness. So this is a week that I feel like they really have to play even better.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
No,
of
100%.
course. It's like the prep week before the big week.
Right.
I don't know, bro. I even tell you, like last year, was it last year when we had Notre Dame first, right, at home, and we beat them? Even like the juice for that game was crazy, and then Notre Dame wasn't who we thought they were. You're not who you thought they was, or whatever they said, right? But then the juice by the end of the year wasn't there with the Michigan stuff. So it's like, and then I go in this year, and dude, I've been going to games for like since like 2000. You know what I'm saying? Like for a minute since I lived here. It just don't feel right now. We got to fucking dominate the fuck out of Western Kentucky. Fucking punch them in the fucking mouth. Let them know they have no business being on the field with us, and then get our ass going to fucking to Notre Dame. That's what needs to fucking happen. Like this little shit where we're letting dudes like even think they have a chance. Man, fuck all that.
I want to see Ohio State have the ball for the entire fucking first
We
half.
need to fucking
Like, I want, like, 10-minute
dominate them,
drives.
bro.
Are they? I'm starting to think. Are they too comfortable because they are living a different lifestyle now.
I was gonna wonder. I
They
wonder
tough.
if that.
I just don't know.
changed
I don't think they're tough, man.
With guys, all the social media stuff, they get money now.
They should listen to our
They
show. They ain't
driving-
gonna be as
yeah,
comfortable.
They driving all these nice cars. They able to, have nice clothes. Could go on a date whenever they want.
Well, there's
to now.
there's the back and forth on that. Boom. If you're eating ramen noodles and you're pissed off that everybody's making money off of you, you fucking mad at the world.
Yeah.
Now you got more, but then is that soften you up? So like, where's the in the middle? But that could be part of it.
And
we
it's
get the
like-
highest
it's like-
paid
it's
everything
like-
on the fucking team.
It's like, do they need like a wake up call? Like, okay, you didn't have this stat this week, so we're gonna snatch that car.
Yeah, I like
from
that.
you.
Yeah, here's
we're
the
gonna
fuck.
snatch this NIL deal.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, I just feel like some of these guys are kind of a little too comfortable. I mean, obviously, they do deserve what they get because they put some work in, but these stats ain't showing me no work right now. So
Boom ain't got no gray hair yet, but he's starting to talk like he got a little bit. Hey, we got to go to a quick little break. We'll be right back.
yeah.
And we're back. All right, Boom, what were you saying? You're not happy with the stats?
Yeah, the stats ain't.
You ain't
The
vibing
stats
with
ain't
it?
statting right
Hey,
now.
all right,
you know?
let's turn back the clock for a second. Boom. Let's say your ass was playing like what stat if you are the top guy on this list, like what stat would you like expected? Like at least 150? Like on these guys?
I mean,
Like what's like
So-
if you're not happy with Trayvon only had 5 carries for 56 yards, but
So-
like your main back got to have 100 easy, right?
well,
Like Zeke would have had fucking 175 on these guys.
Well, I don't know because it's like the rotation that they got going on is kind of funky and kind of weird, So they're not really. So if you ask me,
That's not even that many carries if you really
if
look.
you ask me, Travion actually had a solid game to have 5
Because
carries,
that's
56
11
yards.
average, yeah.
A lot of times we look at what your average is. He
Mm-hmm.
had a great average. So Travion, yeah, he did solid. But again, that comes to me asking again, like,
Let him get
okay,
100.
Why not give him 15, 16 carries?
Let him get 100.
Because at the end of the day, okay, if you only giving these guys 5, 6 carries, at the same time you're getting in condition like game shape,
Yeah.
as well as playing in these games. So if you think you about to go to Notre Dame and you could get this guy 5-6 carries, like they might not be ready for 10 carries when it's time to really have that.
What kind of real groove can you get in with 5 carries, bro?
You can't.
I mean, I'm not a running back, and I can tell you there ain't no fucking way.
I'm telling you, unless you
I
give
know
it-
you the analyst,
Yeah,
Boom.
man.
Let me know.
Hold on. Unless you give it to me 5 times straight,
That's what I'm saying. In a fucking series, 5
you know what I'm saying?
times.
In a series, like,
So-
okay, then I might get into a little groove. But this is 5 carries in 4 quarters, bro.
Yeah, come on, man.
So that mean he might have actually had 3 in one series. He might have had 1 in the third. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wouldn't you say your guy got to have 15, 20 unless he's banged up,
man, at Ohio State,
right?
unless the quarterback is throwing for 400 yards
Yeah, which he ain't.
and
Threw for 258.
5-6 touchdowns, then you like, okay, I understand why the running back might have only under 10 carries.
Mm-hmm.
But when your quarterback's not eating, he's not. I mean,
Together they threw over 350 though. So I mean,
McCord had altogether they threw the ball 33 times. 33 times, and your running backs only had 27 carries.
it's just not a lot of offense.
I
Is
mean, even with this many dudes, like these look like they're maybe first half stats. You know,
Right.
maybe.
I'm looking back, Boom, at your stats, and this is from 2010. In the first week 1 against Marshall, you had 7 attempts. Week 2 against Miami, you had 14. Ohio 9. Eastern Michigan 12. Then like probably your first real game against Illinois, you had 23 carries.
You said he played OU.
Yeah.
Say that one more time.
He
Don't
said
even worry about
versus
him.
your
Yeah,
first
like,
Don't
what are
even
you
worry
talking
about
about?
him.
Hey,
So-
was this when Boom was the starter?
This is 2010.
Okay.
So
2000 what?
2010.
Okay.
You ran for 1,100 yards that year.
So that's really like in line with what they're doing with basically Travion and mine. Then, basically, kinda.
Just feels real slow right now.
It does feel slow.
But it feels like they're not like it doesn't feel like they're getting their first string like reps. I think this week is going to be first strings in. Can you fucking dominate this game? This week they've been fucking around too many. Like how the hell can you feel confident knowing you have 4 different backs in who could be in at honestly 4 different plays every time? Your quarterback could be subbed out at any minute. You don't know what the hell's going on there. Your left tackle don't even fucking remember the plays. Like so. You know what I mean? So like this week has got to be first teams in, go dominate. If you can't dominate this game, like you fucking wake up.
Do you think as like a coach, like that's like a good message of like you're still figuring out that much stuff with that many guys? That feels weird to me. I don't know, but I could see if it's maybe a couple guys, but it's like 4 deep, 2 deep. That's a lot. That's
Like-
a lot of moving parts, bro.
In principle, it would feel good, right? When you think to yourself as a whole team, you're like, man, we got 4 people we can go to at any point in time at running back. Like that feels good to have that in your arsenal. But like you guys are saying, what we're
But
seeing
no one's
with
building
Donald-
confidence. Though.
No,
And that's the thing. I think all of these guys, Travion, Maya, Chip, I think all of them can be great backs.
Agreed.
But they're not getting the reps, the opportunities, like you think you should be getting. So it's hard to be like, okay, this guy's gonna be the guy, or it's just a tricky situation. But what I'm saying is, they're gonna have to turn this thing up, like ASAP, because we got a real game coming up, which is every game is a real game for Ohio State because you're gonna get each team's best shot every week. So, but with this, it's hard. Like, I know you're not supposed to never look ahead, but of course we're all looking ahead, and we're looking at, okay, we really got Notre Dame in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, not only do you got Notre Dame, you got a former Buckeye that is running the helm that has not had Ohio State at home right in a minute. Like, when is the last time did we play at Notre Dame? When's the last time we played at Notre Dame?
oh man,
It's been a long time,
maybe a
right?
decade.
Like any of you guys can remember, right?
It's been a long time.
Like in the it been like early, it's been like over 10 years, if not more,
Oh, yeah.
like 20, right?
Because we weren't even playing Notre Dame.
That's what I'm saying.
Like when I was in school, we didn't even play
Because when I
Notre
was young, we played Notre Dame on a regular
Yeah.
basis, and Michigan played Notre Dame. Like that was like it was almost like they was in the Big Ten, but they wasn't, right?
Right.
Then they dodged us forever. But it's like
They
you
couldn't win.
think about this. Marcus Freeman, unbelievable dude, right?
Yeah.
You can speak more to that, but I just tell by watching it. all the history, Ohio State is looking like this. They're coming in there. Bro, this is like – I feel like I'm reading a storybook at Christmas time right now. Like, they are licking their chops, bro. We better turn the fuck up.
Like, their confidence to the stream. I mean, dude, they're listen, 42-3 against Navy, 56-3, 45-24. Like, they're putting up points, and they know they got sauce, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they know they know they can score.
To your point of them going back home to host this game in what, like you said, maybe 20 years, and he lost Laurinaitis. You know, Laurinaitis is back with the Buckeyes now too, right? So, I mean, they're going to be ready.
Laurinaitis in a Notre Dame outfit just look weird. I think I told you, like, I saw him like 2 years ago.
Even
he was out for a run.
Yeah.
He just looked weird in Notre Dame.
Even seeing Free in it,
it's probably weird, huh?
It's weird, but you know, the business is business.
Yeah.
You know, and this is why I'm just hoping that we're really just playing down to our competition right now, and we just gonna get that spark when the time is right. But you know, as fans, I think we have to talk like this, and we have to be somewhat kind of worried because you know our expectations are very high. We hold our team to a very high standard. So if we were just walking around like, oh, it's okay, it's okay,
it's not okay.
It's not okay. You know,
it's not okay.
Our goal every year is to win a Big Ten championship, win a national championship, you know what I'm saying, and be great. And right now, I don't even like we're gonna be playing freaking Alabama in the Alamo Bowl if we keep playing the way that we playing, you know. So
we gonna be in the Holiday Bowl, the Outback Bowl. Give me a blooming onion.
Yeah.
So yeah, we gotta tighten up, man.
So anyone else? Any final comments on the Buckeyes? Kind of over it.
If this is you, Boom, knowing that there's one more week left before that next big game, being Notre Dame on the road. Would you just keep, like, Henderson? Who would you start, and would you just keep him in for all of the series for, like, the whole first quarter or, like G said, for the whole first half? And then when you need to, after you get him a bunch of reps, rely on that play action with, like, Marvin, Ibuka. What are you going to do in this last week to just be like, this is the time to get it together because you need to?
Honestly, I would go with two guys. I know they've been trying to you know, wiggle in a lot of guys to kind of see who the guys would be. I will run with two guys this week, and I will come out pounding it.
A lot of runs.
Dominant, bro.
Play action, over top to Marv. You got a good tight end, so throw a couple of those in there, throw a couple screens, a little bit of trusted ball, and then and then you know, spread it out, you know. But another thing that I think that's another reason why we might not see some of the typical Ryan Day offense, because he doesn't trust these guys, and he doesn't feel comfortable even running some of the stuff that he would usually run. But if that's the case, then
you hope
run the ball.
You
know,
run it more.
You know, and then once they stop the run, play action their ass, go up top. You got 2, 3, you got 10 wide receivers that can go get it. You know, so you know, I'm ready to see more.
If it ain't 35 at the
you know,
half
if
this week, man.
If they've been saving it for the first 2 weeks, you know, 3 strikes, you know.
They're doing a good job at it if that's what they're doing.
Let's get it going this week, you know.
Time for Shaq the Mac.
Oh, you know
well,
he's ready.
I was gonna, we can go. I was gonna go primetime Dion. So we're
Go.
talking
Oh,
about
yeah, let's
we're
do
talking
it.
about Ohio State playing down to the competition. What's Colorado going to do whenever they actually like play these big time games coming up in their schedule? They got a rivalry game against Colorado State.
They're going to be ready.
Who I think they're going to dog
They're
walk
going to be
them.
ready.
But they got
I think so,
Oregon
too.
and
So,
USC
Doesn't
back
matter.
to back.
They're going to be ready.
Bro.
Hold on. Let me just say this. So I give Prime them all the props. They've been doing their thing, but we can't just sit here and act like that defense has been giving up a lot of points.
Oh, it needs work.
Yeah.
It needs work.
If they're gonna play USC like that, thing is, okay, they've won these games, they've been doing great, but that offensive line this week looked at. They gave them some problems.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they gave Colorado's line some problems, and I just think they met a good old school, you know, Big Ten defense. One of the lower end ones, but you know, when they come to play like teams like Oregon and like USC, that's when we're gonna really find out.
100%.
So I think they're gonna beat Colorado State.
Oh, yeah.
I honestly think they're gonna beat Oregon. I don't think they can beat USC. That's what. So sorry,
Where's
Dion.
the game at Oregon at?
It's at Oregon.
It's
I
at
don't
home.
know, dude. I think Oregon.
I think that's where they're gonna. I think that the Prime's is gonna be one more, but then I think USC is probably just too good.
So I think I honestly feel like
Or the Oregon game's gonna be way closer than people think.
I think
it's gonna
Oregon
Oregon
will be
Pac-10
close.
or the Pac-12. What they
12,
in?
12.
Pac-12.
Yeah, not for long.
Pac-12.
Pac-2 now.
Yeah.
The Pac.
Pac negative two.
We're just gonna call them the Pac. The Pac is just one of those places, like one of those conferences, like it's like anybody can kind of be beat, you know. So
They don't play D neither, do they?
I honestly feel like
Pac-12
there's
don't
no
play
defense
D.
played
Yeah.
in the Pac.
That's what I'm saying.
There's no defense played,
That's
you
that's
know?
why I think Colorado
So-
could win that game.
But the thing is, okay, we know 2 can do his thing.
Yeah.
But if that offensive line can't hold up, it's like when you get into playing like teams like Oregon and USC, they're going to have some 5 stars. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They're going to have some guys, which is Dion has put a good, you know, he's put a good team together, but it's just, you know.
He has a good team that has to play really great to be able to
Exactly.
compete against guys like that. I think what he offers just as a leader, I think can bring that up for a few of these games he probably shouldn't win. But I think Colorado, I think Oregon is either really close and it surprises a bunch of people, so it's a win from a standpoint of like people don't think you know he would normally get blown out. But I still think I think there'll be a storybook to then, and then I think USC puts a reality check on them, and then I think they go. I think they drop like 3 games, maybe
3 games?
total,
And honestly,
including
that's
that would be a massive win.
that would
Because
be
I
a
think
great-
there's also like Utah. There's a couple other like
I think they beat Utah though. Utah.
maybe they drop 2 games
You know,
because they're going to face somebody in a big
So-
bowl too.
Yeah, I think they got a shot to beat. I mean, but it's at Oregon. They got USC at home, but the USC game might be 67.
If they beat USC
like
Dude.
in
The-
Oregon, then we might as well just say they're going to be in the.
well, the
fucking
thing is, I
FBS.
think all of those games are just gonna be shootouts because
it's
Yeah,
it's
you're
going to
right.
come down
You're right.
like Colorado can score, but like
Their
can
defense is-
can their defense stop
it's super
one time?
average.
Yeah.
Hey,
Dude.
who cares? Just let him score all the points. Just
true.
let him get in shootouts. It happened for years with Texas and Baylor. And Baylor couldn't stop a cold, but I mean they were scoring points, and that's what I want to see as a fan. Like when I'm tuning into Colorado, I don't care if their defense can stop anybody. I care if they can score 56 points.
Excitement.
Well, Travis Hunter can stop one side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Real talk.
Dude, USC
They ain't
had
trying to throw
3
to him.
touchdowns in a blink of an eye this past week. Again, you know, Stanford's
Yeah.
not great, but it's
I
conference
don't love
play.
that quarterback though. I mean, he might fool around and repeat as a Heisman
Dude.
unless Travis Hunter or one of these guys come out here and get it.
Caleb
But,
Williams?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a big fan, but
Speaking of USC, though, I mean, I'm looking at them right now. They're number 5 already, and they're like you guys laid out. They're lighting it up with the points, 56, 66, 56. But if they're 5 already, literally half of their schedule are ranked opponents, with all the excitement of the first one being Colorado. So half of their schedule. Now, obviously, some of these teams could drop off and fall down throughout the season, so that could change that. But
there's a lot of rankings.
there's 6 ranked opponents. 2 of them are top 10 already. The next 2 are just shy of top 10. Colorado being the first one. So I'm looking at USC right now, half their schedule. Georgia doesn't play their first ranked opponent until 2 weeks out from the end of the regular season, and it's Ole Miss, who normally has 3 or 4 losses by then because they got all that SEC matchup play.
Yeah.
But what if USC ends up like I think they could win all these games, you know? What if
mean,
they
it's
end
possible.
up like number 2 or 3 by the time it's Michigan week, you know?
Yeah.
They could be right up there, ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think USC
They're already top 5.
Dude, no, USC is going to continue to be contender, and I think even if they drop one of these games,
Yeah, 'cause
people
that
are going to be like,
conference so
"Oh,
weak."
people."
Yeah.
But if they drop one of these games, people are still going to be like, "USC's a good team because they have Caleb Williams."
Well, and they got 6 ranked
You know what I mean?
opponents.
Like
That's
and like
wild.
they're going at Notre Dame. Like USC's going to at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
2 weeks after
At
Colorado.
Oregon.
They got Utah. They got a good Washington team. Like,
Yeah.
they got opponents.
It might come down to whoever wins the Big Ten. If it's an undefeated team, they'll get that Final Four spot because you got Georgia, who's probably not going to lose. Florida State's probably not going to lose, and USC could potentially not lose.
Who's
so
Texas going to lose to now?
You got a lot of teams that are pretty decent, and you only got a couple spots.
Texas play Oklahoma.
Yeah, here in
Still.
like 2 weeks. Here in like 2 weeks, I think.
Hey, did you see the clip Dion whenever he said that I think his name's Trey Sanders was down. He plays for TCU. He tried to come to Colorado in a portal or whatever, or was about to, and he had a bunch of injuries, so they didn't take him or whatever. And Dion went over there and said, "Hey man, you got to get up or these guys ain't got a shot." He told him that. He said, "Man, you better get up or TCU's done." They only he basically said they only got you.
Ugh.
Like, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, he is just shaking it up. So here, my question really by that story was, what's the portal going to look like coming to Colorado next year? Like, is there from major guys that are like, yo, I'm starting at fucking wherever, Wisconsin, and I'm like, fuck this, I'm going to Colorado. Like,
Well,
you know what I mean?
It's still early.
But the juice is there.
The juice is definitely there,
And the money's following it.
and the money's following it.
So wouldn't that be a little
So for a guy who's like
would you if you're a marquee guy, would you be drawn? Like if you're Marvin Harrison, we're not Marvin exact, but you're that level guy, would you be tempted to say, fuck it, I'm going to Colorado, bro? That's where all the fucking eyes are. And you could, in theory.
I think so.
I mean,
right?
You're gonna see
That's gonna happen. It's got to happen somewhere.
You're gonna see a lot of kids be attracted to Colorado, obviously, because everything that they bring to the table. I mean, you have prime time, you got all the attention, you got all the lights, you got all the whistles, you got everything,
all the social,
you know,
all
the
of it, bro.
You get all of that. You know, if he continues to win, it's really gonna be a problem.
Oh yeah, I think it's already. I think people are nervous as a motherfucker, bro.
You know,
I fucking love it. Puts everybody on their heels, man, because he's just playing at a different set of rules right now.
Yeah, I mean, then you got teams like Alabama losing.
Exactly.
LSU done lost.
Think about it. You're about to sign to go to
Clemson
Alabama
sucks.
or Clemson, and you're
They're
like a
out.
5-star from down there, and you're thinking,
and it's
shit.
just the culture, bro. Like he's really changed the culture. Like it's not this traditional. You got to be this. You got to be, be yourself.
You can be
type
yourself.
thing, you get a penalty. Go ahead and do your dance. You know what I'm saying?
But I like what the flip side of is his what they were saying. Who was it? Somebody was saying something about the difference between him and Nick Saban. They said 98% of it's the same. It's the 2%'s the personality part, right? The 98% of what's required, what the expectation is, the discipline, like all that shit is there. But when you're shining, you're shining.
Well, and he's got it on underneath of his shirt every game too. So
Exactly. And I
can't
think
tell
that
none of
right there is that factor of Dion being a fucking winner his whole life, and you just cannot. It's just there's a factor, bro.
Yeah.
you
That's
can't
just
tell
next-
none of them nothing until you knock them off, and even then
Come on,
they're
man.
ready.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
Yeah. For
All right,
sure.
where we go next?
We want to do a little Maction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shack of the Mac time with Mr. Tyler Treadway.
Let's go.
Shaq the Mac. Pretty lackluster week for the Mac all around. Besides your favorite Ohio football team, the Ohio
Nice.
Bobcats. We went to FAU as road dogs. It was a wet game, but
Did
everything.
you say road dog and wet in the same sentence?
did.
Sure did.
Okay.
um,
Raw dog wet. Is that what you just said?
So everything that I loved that we talked bad about Ohio State, the things they couldn't do, OU just did them so well.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
And
guy.
I'm just saying.
I really wish I wish we were
just
on the
saying.
schedule.
I
Dude, you're
really
gonna
wish
become
we were
famous
on the
of being the
schedule.
OU guy on the Ohio
I
State
really
show. I
wish
know it.
instead
Yeah,
of
he's a
Youngstown
future.
hater.
if you didn't have Youngstown State and you had the Ohio Bobcats coming into town, I've been waiting for a day like this where we could finally get the W. We were talking about
the only thing that would make Treadway worse is if he was a West Virginia fan.
Yeah.
The West Virginia fans, I might be more toxic than you, Treadway.
This is a worthy adversary for the Ohio State 9
Yeah,
for you.
at least
Boom.
it's the same
Keep
state.
going.
You brought up a Boom's game against Ohio State, so that's a famous day in OU history.
Yeah.
When we played you, Boo Jackson was the quarterback, and before the game, Rufus punched Brutus.
Oh yeah,
Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. He attacked him.
I remember that.
It was a guy. His name was Brandon Hannas. He was the mascot. He didn't actually go to school
You guys
there.
friends?
No.
Of course they are now.
He didn't even go to school there, but his mom worked there, and so he was there.
At his mom's work.
we need to
He's
try to
like,
get him on the podcast.
Take the mask. What?
And
This is how committed they are down
and
there.
Go to work with your
Hold on,
mom day?
Did he beat up the real mascot first, took his uniform, then went and beat up Brutus? Is that what happened?
He's like staying in his mom's basement, beat up the actual mascot, took us like a Scooby-Doo episode, then went to Ohio State and then punched him.
But imagine your story if you're him, and you're like, yeah, I on national TV beat Brutus up.
All right, let's just guess. How many beers do you think he drank before he did that?
All of them.
Like,
All of them.
like
It was real though. Like he hit him hard, right?
Yeah.
yeah, it was like a legit fight.
Yeah.
And
Hey.
Brutus was like,
And I'm here
"What's
for
going
it.
on?" Basically,
I had a
He's beating the
T-shirt
shit
that
out.
said, "Cross your T's and we'll dot your I's."
Can you imagine if
Is it?
Brutus
Is it?
did
Is he
that,
like a
though?
legend because of it?
Not really.
Okay. Okay. He should be.
He should be.
He is the Treadway.
Yeah.
He's telling the story.
But to go back to the Bobcats, we were 2.5 point underdogs on the road to Florida Atlantic, who are coached by Todd Herman.
Okay.
Okay.
And their offensive coordinator is actually Charlie Fry. So Toledo
Oh, okay. I didn't
alum.
know that.
Yeah. So good coaching staff, but from the day that I was born into Ohio football fandom, and Frank Solich came from the graces of God and saved our football program, we have had the style of just controlling the line and just pound the rock, right? Control the game.
especially
Pound the
behind
rock.
Hey.
Parker Tetzworth, number
Behind
69.
Parker Tetzworth,
my
number
favorite
69.
guy.
Fry,
Yeah.
Akron.
Akron or Toledo?
Yeah, not Toledo. I don't
Sorry,
think.
my
Yeah.
Mac shit's
Hey, I just got Mac skills too. I'm just saying.
But we've been able to control the line of scrimmage and we control the clock, and it's not always the most electric brand of football, but it works, right? It's very smash mouth. We're going to beat you down in the trenches, and then we're just going to run the ball all over you. So, the things that Ohio State didn't do well, they only had 20 carries. We had 45 carries. So week one, we have two running backs. They're both pretty solid. One was hurt, so one had to kind of shoulder the load, and he was MAC Offensive Player of the Week. But this week we
I
got
like how you just throw stuff in like that.
we got O'Shawn Allison back. He had a great game. He had 80 yards, 45 total carries. We won the time of possession 37-22. And it was never a game where I felt like OU was out of it. It was a wet game, but we thrive in those. We got that blue collar, grind you out. Like, we're just going to work you to
OU,
death.
oh yeah mentality.
And I'm not saying that OU would beat Ohio State, even though we would.
Yes, he
But
is.
I'm
Yes, he
saying,
is.
it
Yes,
would
he
have been
is.
a different, what we do really well, Ohio State does really poorly.
Yeah.
And I think that,
Anything else?
we would have been able to, it would have been a game, right?
Do you hear how he
What did
sounds
we
like
t-
how
Treadway,
excited he
Treadway,
is about OU?
Treadway.
We sound terrible.
The
just been
only
waiting.
thing, let's be honest, the big thing that Ohio State's not doing well right now is offensive line play. You're telling me your guys' defensive line could destroy our offensive line?
I have watched Ohio Bobcat football my entire life,
It still
and
don't
I'm
matter?
telling you, I have never seen a defensive performance like I saw this weekend.
Against FAU, son.
I fucking love it.
Against
Hey,
FAU.
He's
listen,
so serious.
Listen, the
He's so
first
serious.
So
hey,
serious.
The first game of the season, they were
With
talking
conviction.
about how
Yes.
great the FAU quarterback, because he threw for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns.
It was
and-
a wet game.
And we
And-
kept him in check. Hey, we win. Hey, we battle the conditions. You can't handle the conditions.
we battled the
don't,
conditions.
Don't let it rain in the shoe the day the
Florida.
Bobcats come in.
I played in Florida.
All right.
But
So
to keep
yeah,
going,
let's go.
Like,
Let's go.
like, all right.
Yep, all right, let's go.
it was a very
Your time is up.
underwhelming day.
we
You
need
know,
to clip that. He said that with so much confidence. It was unreal.
Dead serious.
Unreal.
I'm always.
I think
serious
there's
about the
one other
Bobcats.
person that's more confident than Treadway about OU football. It's Dion about Colorado
Oh,
football
100%.
right now.
Another weird game. It was delayed for 6 hours, but I hate the Miami Redhawks.
Fuck him.
Massachusetts. They play Massachusetts.
My fiance is a Miami alum. They did play Massachusetts. It was a 6-hour delay. The game ended late, so I was able to watch it. Miami is going to be really good. So I'm wearing this Halloween. Shout out to Tim, Rejuvenated Vintage. This is an OU 96 Halloween T-shirt. This year on Halloween, the Bobcats play the Red Hawks.
Oh,
rivalry game. And let me give you some stats.
Is that
from
at
the-
OU?
It's at OU.
Oh,
we go?
man.
Blackout.
OU
1 minute. 1 minute,
Halloween's
Trevor.
wet.
You gotta wrap
OU
it up. 1
Halloween
minute.
is crazy.
Blackout
Let me
unis?
give you some Miami stats real quick. So you guys know Blaine Gabbert, who was a professional
Yep,
quarterback.
yep.
His brother is at Miami. 429 yards, 4 touchdowns. They have this receiver. His last name's Larvidan. 16, 353, and 3 touchdowns. Their running back had 31 carries for 145 yards.
Who the fuck they play?
UMass, which is not a great
okay.
team,
Yeah.
but still, those are real statistics, and that's going to be a really fun game. And the way
We got to go, bro.
the way the MAC's shaping up, Toledo is really the only. Toledo and Central Michigan are on the other side. Central Michigan plays Notre Dame this weekend. Toledo beat Texas Southern 70-3. Stat pattern, not good. Toledo's not good. The MAC is gonna come down to OU Miami, and I can't fucking wait.
All right. That was a good segment,
Yeah.
Treadway. Shaq and Max really coming through. We got to take another quick break, and we'll be right back.
He's really boasting
And we're
about
back.
it.
Back to Gary Trent.
So looking forward to this week. It's another weird week. A lot of MAC teams have Big Ten opponents on their schedule. We talked about Central Michigan. They play Notre Dame.
Which they'll all get dominated. But
Western
how are
Michigan
the, how are
plays
the Bobcats?
Iowa. The Bobcats get Iowa State. The Cyclones come into town. It's a big game. Iowa State's only 2.5-point favorites. They lost to Iowa last week. Bobcats are getting it done. So my 2 upset picks of the week for the MAC. It pains me to say, Miami goes to Cincinnati. They're going to beat Cincinnati.
You think they're knocking off the Bearcats?
They're going to knock off the Bearcats, and the Bobcats are going to get it done at home by at least 10 points against Iowa State.
By 10 points.
Calling it points,
What a
too.
Wow,
parlay.
hold on. Yeah,
What a parlay.
Let's.
So not even
That's got to be some fucking
Unreal.
odds.
They're beating the spread. Yeah, cue that up.
We're
What are the odds on that
we're
one?
2.5
I'm looking.
point
I'm
dogs.
looking.
Hey, I feel like
Make some money.
Treadway's living his best life being a bobsled
Dude, it's not
announcer
even
right
listed.
now, right?
It will
like
be.
minus 10 is not even listed. You can get minus 6.5 for plus 250.
That's what I mean. He picked over the spread.
So, all right, Trevway. So
Over the
So
alternate
let's
spread,
so let's talk about this matchup. So you're saying Ohio can control the line of scrimmage. They do what Ohio State doesn't do well, and that's run the ball. Is that what you're saying?
We're going to pack Peden.
So you saying the under for this game? The under is 44.5.
So
I would
here's
say
a
doesn't score that much.
little statistic for you. Frank Solich, who we've talked about, the savior of Ohio football.
Okay.
Since he retired, they renamed the field the Frank. So
Okay.
we're the
Yep.
Frank.
And
Ohio Bobcats are undefeated on the Frank.
So far, yeah. All right.
They
so
just said it
so-
Dating,
all right,
yesterday.
dating back to last year. And guess what?
What's that?
It ain't changing
but
this week.
so all right, but
ain't
what
changing.
I'm asking is,
So it's
do
like
you
4
think this
games.
is going to be a ground and pound football?
Ground and pound.
44.5.
under.
Yeah.
Hammer the under. The Bobcats
You're
are
hammering
going
the under?
Yep.
So all right, let's put this parlay together live right here. Plus 466 odds for the Bobcats.
Yeah.
And you're saying it's a lock.
It is a lock.
And then some, he said.
Bobcats are going to get it done. I have faith. Hey, the boys are going to be ready. Tim Albin's got them ready. Shout out to Coach Miller. Shout out to D-Lo.
What time's this
I
game
fucking
on, and
roll
where
with
can
guys
people
over
watch
you,
it?
It's going to be on at noon.
Okay.
And it's on one of the ESPN
Perfect. We
platforms.
can watch it right before the Ohio State game this week.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like it.
Oh, boy.
All right. Cole, to you, buddy. You got your around the oval?
I don't have around the oval this week. I mean, I'm
All
sure.
right, well,
I'm,
let's just
like,
talk sports betting then.
yeah, I'm sure the Buckeyes are doing good. But yeah, I think this is a great segue into Yoke Boys Sports Bet podcast. Anyone make any money this week?
I did.
If you took my, I had a pick. I had a pick last week on the show. Rashi Rice anytime touchdown. It was plus 750. That hit if anybody took that. Just saying. Plus 750. That was my one pick I gave on the show last week. And I have. that
What'd you
leads
put
me
on
to,
it?
Like $50.
So you made how much?
750. It's like 350.
Yeah, nice.
Very nice.
So my pick this week, Thursday night. There's not a lot of lines out this week. Thursday night football though, the Vikings play the Eagles.
Okay.
Eagles gave up 300 passing yards against Mac Jones last week.
Yeah.
So
Who look good?
I'm not. a
who
Mac
did look
Jones
good,
fan.
yeah. So my pick this week though, it's early, so there's
Don't
not a
do
lot
it.
of there's not a lot of shit out yet.
Yeah.
But I would take anytime touchdown Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's on my fantasy squad. My fantasy squad. I'm an elite drafter. I don't know.
Hey, man, I
I
had
think-
a wide receiver that I started that did 0 points, and I had one on the bench that did 27, and I lost to you by 3 points. So I was close. I was
Yeah.
close. My defense did 40 points.
So
Yes.
Here's-
Did you have Cowboy? Yeah, that'd be
So
crazy.
one thing I want to say is, if you run this back and check the receipts, I called Texas money line. I
Yeah, you
knew
did.
horns
You
are
did.
back.
You did.
Longhorns are back. Horns up. So just want to say, like, that was a great win. Made a little bit of money on that. But I just want to say, all of my bets for the NFL, what I thought was going to happen, the complete fucking opposite happened. Like, I thought the Bengals would actually compete against the Browns. I thought the Vikings would for sure beat the Bucks by probably a touchdown. Jaguars and Colts was a close game. Didn't see that one coming. Like, so
the
NFL's
Steelers
back.
got
It's
their
awesome.
fucking ass kicked.
We told you that though, G.
Yeah.
See, but I was riding with the Steelers. Like,
They
dude,
look good in the
I did.
preseason, bro.
Yeah.
I took the Steelers +7 because I was like, they're at home. Mike Tomlin, he ain't just gonna let these boys come in.
And they've
here
been looking good, bro.
Dude.
It's preseason though.
Yeah. I know, but shit.
So
we
we're-
look like we ain't even played a
Hey,
preseason.
it look like y'all trying to get the #1 pick this
Yeah.
year, next year.
It was bad, bro. It was
But
bad.
I did read a stat, like, Tom, like, wasn't this the first Steelers home opener in like close to 10 years or some shit like that? It was a while, right?
Oh, they always play away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
it was-
maybe
it
we
was a
can really
while.
hang our hat on that.
And I'm pretty sure his record for home openers is like not good.
We just did not look good. It was
CMC's
bad.
a dog.
I need
Purdy.
a quarterback.
Purdy.
But-
Sorry.
See, I think Kenny Pickett is the quarterback. Here's the other thing: is there's no way that these guys at Pittsburgh watched this kid play for 3 or 4 years in their home stadium and didn't realize if he was good or not. You know what I'm
True.
saying? We just don't. We did. The reason why I'm such an elite fantasy drafter is because I've been a Pittsburgh Steeler fan, and they're an elite drafter since 1970, probably one. And so I look at this and I think there's no way in hell that they were watching this kid play in the home stadium at Pitt, and he ain't good. I just think he had.
I'm not saying
a
that
bad-
he's not good.
I still think he's the fucking quarterback of the future. I still believe that.
No, he was going up against like an elite like defense though.
Yes.
That's the
That
thing. Is I
49ers
think
defense
maybe
is
he
elite.
wasn't ready for the 49ers. We should have been playing like.
And
They're
Pickens
good.
and
Ohio,
Deontay got
the
hurt.
OU of
Maybe
the
we should
NFL.
play OU.
You guys had two key injuries to receivers, Deontay and
And Cam Hayward went down too.
yeah. So that's tough.
It's tough.
But I just think we didn't look like the Steelers. We didn't look like the Buckeyes. I was struggling a little bit, just in.
Rough weekend.
I mean,
But you
I
know
did have a
what?
cigar lounge in my tailgate though.
But you know what?
Shout out
It could
me
be
and Trey. We
worse.
were hanging out.
You know who had a really rough weekend this week?
Who's that?
The Cincinnati Bengals. They might have had the
they
roughest,
look bad.
the roughest weekend of all time. Let's go to Bengals #1 fan / Colts, Mr. Treway. What was your thoughts on that game?
Sorry, Tread. Bengals, just to let you know, I had like 2 or 3 8-leg parlays. Bengals was on all of them. They were the only ones that fucked up my parlay this whole weekend.
Ouch.
So
Yep.
Ouch.
Those
Tell us.
Bengals money lines.
Joe
were
messed
not,
mine up too.
not-
Well,
not
all
good.
the Browns fans now think they're going to the Super Bowl.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah. So are the Browns legit?
No. Get out of here. Get
Hey,
out of here.
No, but
Get
there
out of
is
here.
like.
whoa.
No.
What I wish.
That defense is.
Defense is elite.
They're
dude.
only 1.5 favorites
Myles
against
Garrett.
the
Hey,
Steelers.
Myles Garrett hitting them with the AI.
Come on.
Hey,
Oh.
listen.
They were clowning.
I'm
all
Joey
over the
Burrow. I'm
Bengals,
calling
bro.
timeout and having coach sub me out when I see
Hell
him do that.
yeah, bro.
Yeah, he's like,
I don't want
dude,
to be part of Miles.
he's
Garrett,
like-
bro.
So Joe didn't look. Obviously,
He's
you
just
can tell
rusty.
He's not all the way there yet.
Yeah.
If
He'll
you,
be there.
If you look at every quarterback that got paid this offseason, Herbert, Burrow, Hurts, Geno, Lamar, they
Yeah.
all look bad. But
That's
I think
weird.
it's something about like
it's, still, it's week one.
it's week
and
one.
Yeah.
And he
a lot
didn't
of those
play.
guys were holding out, so they haven't really,
Yeah,
played.
there's a lot of that.
Or they
know.
didn't play and they didn't get any preseason snaps. Burrow's coming off an injury. It's a
Yeah.
wet game. It's weird. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying.
Sound like a little bit.
Hey, but
the
if I'm
Bengals-
getting 275, I mean, my gold chain's heavier. I'm a little bit more fatigued.
Oh.
Yep.
The
Balls is
the
touching the
Bengals
ground.
started 0-2 last year. They lost to the Steelers and then they lost to the Cowboys.
That's
so
true.
they
Yeah.
get a bounce back game if they can beat the Ravens, which they should.
Yeah.
They'll be all right. They
Where
still.
that game at?
It's in. I think it's in Baltimore. No,
Ooh.
sorry. It's
Hey.
at Cincy. It's at Cincy.
Odo really didn't get many touches.
No.
Yeah,
No.
game one.
No.
Zay Flowers looked good though.
Yeah, Zay Flowers
Zay
did good.
Flowers.
I picked him on my fantasy.
He's going to
Did I
keep
tell you
dropping
to do
those.
Yeah,
So-
I think so. You kept talking about him. So I was like, I'll get him.
Yeah.
So all right. So looking ahead, this is going to be probably one of my favorite matchups for next week. Is the Browns host the Steelers
Yep.
Monday Night Football.
Oh.
So this will
Next
be a
week?
Yep.
Oh,
This-
already?
It's in
yeah. This will be.
it's in
It's
Pittsburgh.
crazy.
No,
hey, we need to
Oh,
go to
yeah,
that.
It is.
at-
It is
it's
in
at
Pittsburgh.
Cleveland?
Sorry.
It's
No,
in
it's in
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Sorry.
Oh, there ain't. Listen, that's what Cleveland always thinks.
Yep.
We just.
I don't know the last time. Was it a playoff game?
Yeah, they
might
beat us
have
in the
been.
playoff game
Yep.
or a play-in game or some shit like that. Yeah.
So
I went up there though. I was up there for the last Steeler game at Cleveland, and everybody was feeling so good about it. And we just went in there and fucking whooped them, and they was just all hanging their head. Mo Lee, like just watching them
Hey,
upset.
hey.
But they do have a ton of great athletes.
Who?
They always do,
Cleveland?
but they
Yeah,
always
they got
blow
they
it.
got a
but
gang of
this
good
year,
athletes right
Nah,
now. It's
hey,
different.
this
Hey,
year's
you know what?
different. This
You know
year's
what?
different.
You know what?
Same old
Deshaun
Brown.
has had an off season.
He was real good with the Texans.
He went and saw the
Huh?
Magic Genie, and they gave him some good luck.
Oh.
They gave him a little bit of good luck, but you know who got the wrong side of the Magic Genie? A little Deshaun Watson massage action going on.
There he goes.
Who
Yeah.
they spent bad juju all over the place. The New
Yes.
York Jets.
Yo,
How about Aaron Rodgers going down 3 plays? First off,
Dude.
one of the most iconic scenes
Yeah, I
in
agree.
NFL history. Thunderstruck's playing, Aaron Rodgers with that flag run out of the tunnel in New York on 9/11. Just an absolute
Yes.
I had goosebumps the entire
I
time.
agree.
I was ready
during
to
the
buy Aaron
national
Rodgers
about
jersey.
it.
during the national anthems,
Oh.
goosebumps
It was
going
good.
down. The whole stadium's electric. 3 plays in the game, down, deflated. Just absolutely deflated.
But Zach Wilson came in and got it done.
That's what I
They
said.
pulled
and it was
out.
and Xavier or not Xavier Johnson, but whoever the kid is that barely made the team, he wins the fucking game.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
I love that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
was
love
cool.
that. So some
Yeah.
good storylines. Aaron Rodgers is unfortunate, and it sucked the wind out of the whole NFL. I think a little bit.
100%.
But they
All that
still
shit.
beat the Bills, and the Bills are a team that everyone thought was going to be good. And if you would have went into, I mean, the Jets were already underdogs with Aaron Rodgers. If they would have started with Zach Wilson, they would have been huge underdogs.
Oh yeah.
How did the Bills lose that game?
Josh Allen had 4 turnovers. He had
Yeah,
3
because
picks.
he's
They're
not
in a
good.
I just don't
man.
think
3
the Bills
picks.
are as good as everybody thinks they are.
No.
3 picks.
See,
And they
but
still went to overtime.
Josh Allen's my fantasy QB.
Sorry,
Hey,
bro.
He's a
how
little
about the
bad.
Giants?
I think he's- I
got
think he'll be
fucking
good.
absolutely annihilated by the Cowboys.
Dude, they were not ready for that
That's
smoke.
rough.
at all.
Cowboys defense was on
If-
fire.
Man,
Dude,
I tell you
Cowboys
what,
look good, bro. Having Stephon Gilmore, right? You see, he's
Yeah.
back there now too with Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah. Yeah.
They fucking and obviously with Micah Parsons, it's next.
Yeah.
They're
That defense
good,
is-
bro.
That defense is definitely elite.
Real elite.
I mean, I think the Cowboys' downfall is always going to be
Yeah.
Dak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
It's unfortunate to say that because I like Dak,
Yeah.
but it just seems like they can't win like a fucking playoff game. When's the last time they won a playoff game?
Don't
fucking
know.
Romo.
Oh.
They win one.
I don't know.
You know, hey, I got a stat for you. Tim Tebow won as many playoff games as fucking Tony Romo did.
No shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a real stat. Look it up.
Shout out Tim Tebow.
Hey, who did Tim Tebow beat in the playoffs?
Steelers.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh.
I remember. I was fucking crying. I'm like, this guy ain't even a real quarterback. He just beat us.
He's an
He is in
athlete.
college. He's a legendary college
He's an
quarterback.
athlete.
Yeah, I like Tim Tebow. I mean,
Yeah.
to
So-
me, he just he dominated as a college football player.
So we're talking about who the hell were we just? Oh, the Bills. Saying the Bills maybe not might be as good as they are.
No,
I don't think the
so.
Bills are that
Yeah,
good.
I don't think the Bills are. Yeah.
You know who I think is as good as people are hyping up to be, and I think even better.
Anthony Richardson.
The Detroit Lions, baby. Yeah, man.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Oh.
Yep, Motor City Dan Campbell. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
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 Dude, them fucking beating the Chiefs
Yeah.
on banner night.
At
Dude,
Arrowhead, dude.
That was
Come
big.
on, that was awesome.
big.
That was
big.
awesome.
I agree. That was good. That's good for football.
So what's up with the Chiefs? How do we feel about that?
They play the Chiefs.
They gonna
They're
bounce back.
at
problem.
Jacksonville
No
this
problem.
week.
Chiefs will be fine, but yeah, that'll be a
That's-
good test.
The Chiefs, they always bounce back. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you can never count them out. You know, as long as you get Patrick Mahomes, you know, once he gets his guy back, they be all right.
How
And then
long
the
is
guy that
Kelsey
had the
out?
bad game, what's his name?
Kadarius Toney.
Huh?
Kadarius Toney.
Yeah. Once he
What'd he
bounces
do?
back, you
Fumble.
know, he had a horrible game.
Dude, he just was dropping balls.
Yeah, dropping balls.
not
and-
He's a good
Awesome.
athlete too.
Yeah.
Still a 1-point
Yep.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you're
one
right.
game.
You're right.
There's some
Like-
memes like get
But-
ready to learn Canadian.
I loved Dan Campbell's post game interview whenever they're like, "Did you learn anything new from this team?" He's like,
No.
No, man, I didn't learn anything new. I just got confirmation of what I already knew. I believe in these guys.
Yeah,
These guys can win the
he's
game.
the ultimate football guy.
Dude, fucking love that
He's
guy.
the ultimate.
Love that guy.
Who doesn't want to play for a guy like that?
Yeah, so I'm a huge dude. You know who I should have bought my jersey of was a Lions player. I wish I could buy a Dan Campbell jersey. I can.
You
buy
probably
Dan.
can.
He did play for the Lions. Yeah.
Oh.
Did he play? I know he played for the Giants.
He played for the Lions.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, or maybe it was the Cowboys. I don't know. I know it was the old coach for the Cowboys, Garrett. What's his first
Jason
name?
Garrett.
Yeah.
Jason Garrett did an interview with him because they played together. Because Jason Garrett used to be a QB, right? He was like, "Yeah, did you ever think the guy just called everyone dude all the time would be this big of a, be a head coach?" And he just said you could see it in his eyes. He's like, "I just fucking love it." And that's what you feel. And how could those guys not feel that? And then if you can actually coach on top of it, which obviously he can, how do you not believe, bro? He just fucking loves it. And it's infectious.
Wasn't it last year on Hard Knocks whenever he's like, "I love you guys, man. I love you guys," and he's crying and shit? Wasn't?
Yeah, he cries all the time.
It's fucking
Detroit
awesome.
Because
needs that.
he's seriously about it. I fuck with it.
Yeah, I used to cry all the time too.
The NFL does
It's
it.
because when you love the game, bro.
Yeah.
And when you really passionate about it, bro, like that's how you know he's serious.
He's
about
real
it.
serious.
You know, even when I seen him, last year when they had Hard Knocks and he had to cut a player, and
It hurt him real
yeah,
bad, huh?
You could tell because I'm sure he's been in those.
He's that guy. Probably. He's a bubble guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's been in those shoes before, and it's like, I hate to do this, but it's the
So
business side of it.
absolutely
it's tough.
electric. I just want to talk. Is Baker back?
The
Dude,
Buccaneers.
Did Baker start for them?
Yeah,
And they won.
They won. They beat the Vikings.
I
The
fuck with
Vikings.
Baker Mayfield.
I
I'm
do
telling
too.
you. I kind of wish.
I hate Baker
He's a better
Mayfield.
Johnny Manziel.
Well, yeah, because I know why you hate him. I wish he could have. Yes, he should have. I wish he would have came to the Steelers. I'm saying I would have
over.
I would have liked to see him. I would have liked to see Pickett learn from Baker.
Hand it off.
What? No, no, G. Now you lost me with that. One. No.
I'm telling you, Baker's a fucking winner, bro.
He is a winner. And
he's
a
a
blue
fucking
collar.
winner.
He's blue
I
collar,
like
which is
Tim
what Pittsburgh
Tebow.
needs.
No, he's better than Tim Tebow. He's better
And he
than
might
Johnny.
be better,
too.
bro. I'm talking about like
No.
who you say he's better than who?
Johnny. Like as a pro, I think he's a better.
He's
pro
like a
than
better
both those
version of
guys.
Johnny Manziel.
Who?
Yeah,
Baker?
that's what I thought. Yeah.
I think.
Johnny was just so short in the NFL.
Johnny
like
just ain't watch
short-lived.
film, y'all. They ain't watch the show.
Yeah.
He was just
Hey,
doing
it just
coke.
ran
Johnny
out.
Man-
study.
Jo-
You know what I'm
I don't know
saying?
if Baker's
he could have
watching
been
film
good.
either.
He was
Johnny
a better
Manziel-
athlete.
He said he
He just ain't watch no
he
film.
said he had zero time.
Yeah.
You don't need to be that good. Hey, when your name's Johnny Football, you ain't got to watch no film.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I spent one whole day with Johnny Manziel back in the day because I signed him at MP.
Okay.
So we did he's so charismatic. You
don't care
believe,
about it.
you believe everything that motherfucker's saying. Because I'm thinking after I spent the day with him, we did the video shit, whatever. I'm thinking this motherfucker, he's gonna lead a franchise for a decade. You believe everything because he is so confident.
Yeah.
And then he goes and does the complete opposite of what he said. It's unbelievable.
That's called coke.
Yeah, Coke, hookers, whatever, They get you.
The game I'm excited for this week is Boom's former team. Is the Colts play. I always love when the Colts play the Texans because when Deshaun was with the Texans, it was a little bit of a battle.
Yeah.
Even though T.Y. Hilton's the official owner of the Houston Texans, we always torch the Texans.
T.Y. is. He always dominated,
was
right.
dominant against them. They're only 1-point favorites against the Texans, and I think the Texans are absolute trash.
Did
And
Colts quarterback, did he bounce back?
Anthony Richardson, yeah, he had a good game. He had a pretty good game.
He got hurt for a minute. Did he?
Yeah, he's fine. They looked at his knee. He's good. But he showed some real promise around that franchise.
He's
And if
big.
they can figure out the Jonathan Taylor situation, they've been talking about him being the closest thing to Cam Newton since Cam Newton. And if they can get a version of that, which I think is better than obviously what they've been trotting out there, it's what turned
boy, I
me
thought
off.
you about to say he better than Cam Newton. I was about to say,
I
oh,
was
Lord
waiting.
Jesus.
I was
No.
waiting.
I just think he's better
I got you.
than
Yeah,
Matt Ryan and
Got you,
Phillip
got you, got
Rivers
you.
and what the Colts have been trying to do. Spark some. I mean, Indy's a football town. Their defense looks legit. If they had the best offensive line in football. Last year was a bad year. They get that back. Nothing really changes. You figure out the Jonathan Taylor situation. The Colts might be back in business.
Yeah.
I like the sounds of that.
Hey, this was just a good-ass football show.
Yeah. Here, you want to go down
Yeah.
through the NFL games real
Whatever,
quick
go ahead,
and
Cole, do your thing.
spit what we think? All right, let's start out Thursday Night Football. We got the Vikings at the Eagles. Vikings are dogs +7, money lines +260 for them. How we feel?
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah, I think so.
Take the spread. The
Come on.
Eagles were really trying to blow that 3.5 point cover this weekend because the
But they didn't.
Patriots
But they didn't.
went for it on 2, and then Jalen Hurts, for whatever stupid reason, all he had to do was run the clock out, fumbled the ball, and gave them another chance. And the Patriots were a toe tap away from
Sorry,
covering
they
the
were,
spread.
but they didn't.
So I'm taking the
Man,
Vikings to
but
cover
they
the
didn't.
spread.
Vikings
script.
+7.
Tom Brady was there. They had the little presentation for him, so they had to keep the game close. Like, go on.
Yep.
Next.
You think the Eagles cover?
Huh?
Yeah, I
Eagles,
think the Eagles
Eagles
cover.
beat
I
them
do
by
too.
8.
Yes.
You got Jay Jettas. You got Kirk
I
Cousins.
think it's going to be a bounce back week for the Vikings. Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson. I think they'll be good. Who else they got? Addison.
Addison.
Yep. Another big
That's
week
their
for
rookie?
him. So yep.
Number 3, he
Yep.
nice.
He's good.
So yeah, I might ride with the Vikings +7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
It's-
let
yeah.
down week 1.
If anything, I learned from week 1, the exact opposite is going to happen. So I think it will be a good game.
Whatever you think, bet the opposite.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next we got the Packers at the Falcons. It's at Falcons. Packers open up -1.5.
Packers are going to smoke
Packers,
the Falcons.
yeah.
The Falcons look
Easy.
bad, and Bryce Young wasn't good. But Desmond Ridder wasn't good either. The Falcons have a legit defense, I think, and they've got some offensive weapons, but they didn't throw the ball to Drake London. They didn't throw the ball to Kyle
No.
Pitts. The only offense they had
No.
was Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. Like, good running game.
Look
but
good too.
They did look good, but Jordan Love looked good.
Jordan
I
Love
think-
looked good. I agree
think
with
the
that.
Packers are
People
gonna
are
be
believing
decent.
in Jordan Love. It's the same situation, bro. They said what the stat was Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers together started for like 31 years straight,
Yeah.
Or
He's the
some
first
shit like-
starting
It's time.
quarterback
Yeah.
since both of them.
which is crazy. But he has also sat multiple years, and he coming in looking prepared. So do they just do what Green Bay does, and now this is the next guy that goes on a 10, 12, 15-year run?
And Aaron Jones and,
know it's only
and
one
Dylan
game.
in the backfield, like they're pretty
good.
solid. Next up, we got the Bears going to Tampa Bay. Bears +3.
You riding,
I don't think it's
you
going to be a
riding
bounce
Baker?
back. Yeah, I'm riding Baker on this one. Baker's just got that sauce. Like whenever he's on, he's kind of like Jameis Winston in my eyes. Whenever he's
Yeah.
on and
It's
about
hard to
it,
beat him.
former Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
Yeah.
Whenever he's on and about it, he's electric.
Look,
Whenever he's down, it's
The last
terrible.
Rams game he played, he looked awesome last
right.
year.
He looked good
What
with the
about Mike?
Rams.
Did Mike Evans have a big stat line with Baker? Who?
He had a touchdown.
Yeah,
Okay.
touchdown.
All right.
So
I'm
they're
going with
so they're
Justin Fields.
-3.
They're
Yeah,
going
you want
2-0.
Justin Fields.
And the Bears are absolute dumpster fire.
That's why I'm riding with him.
Dude, they did not.
Justin
And it's not
Fields
even
looked
Justin.
big.
Wait,
Justin.
who
It's not
you riding
Justin
with?
Fields.
Looks
I'm
big,
riding with
like he
Justin
gained
Fields.
some weight.
Yes.
You think a bounce back week for
Big.
Justin Fields?
Too many rolls.
You think it was just?
muscle.
Oh, he looks big.
He's a
good
big
in a good
dude.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's a big dude.
Yeah. No, he looked thick.
So you're riding with Justin Fields. You think it was just a rivalry? You think there was just too much going on to that?
Sorry.
What?
I thought he said Justin
again?
Fields looked pudgy. Like I was like, what? He got fat? What's going on?
No.
I missed that. Okay.
But I think he bounces back this week.
You
I don't think
you
it's up
taking
to
a
him.
+3?
He came back. He came out and said he apologized to the fans, his teammates, Justin Fields,
Oh, okay.
because he knows how much that game means to the Bears to lose to the Packers, whatever. So I think he bounced back this week. I hope he bounced back more so.
All right, next up, we got the Seattle Seahawks going to Detroit. Seahawks dogs +5.5.
That's tough right there.
Detroit
+5.5.
Yeah.
The Seahawks look bad.
Yeah, Seahawks suck.
Did
That's
they
a-
lose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2-0 Lions.
I think the Lions go 2-0.
Dude, the Lions running back Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Oh,
is a dog.
man.
Amon-Ra's good. That
Keep
team's
feeding
good.
him.
Amon. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to bet against Dan Campbell right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Taking -5.5. By a touchdown?
That's a lot, but
What's
I think
the money
that
line?
-235.
yeah, you got to take
For
the
them?
spread on
Spread
that one.
then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Let's go.
Next up, we got the Raiders at Buffalo.
Buffalo's
the
getting a win.
Raiders. What's the
Raiders
line?
at Buffalo.
What's the line?
The Raiders are dogs +8.5.
Oh.
Man, I don't believe in the Bills at all.
Big ass spread.
I mean, Garoppolo got it done in week 1. I mean, they barely beat the Broncos, but how are you getting 8.5
Broncos
points?
onside kick to start off the
Yeah.
season.
They crazy.
They did?
Yeah.
The Broncos onside kicked their
And then
first
Sean
kickoff
Payton
lost
opening
by a
drive.
point.
PD.
Well, they got to lose.
Like the game,
Well, they
job.
got to win one.
Russell Wilson
Fuck
ain't gonna
said-
be there if they're not any
He
good.
said Broncos country, let's ride. Know what I'm saying?
That's terrible.
Fuck yeah. So we rolling with Raiders plus 8.5?
That's a big line for a team that just lost to Zach Wilson in overtime.
You think
I
they're
mean,
pissed off, ready to go? It's at home.
And
I
at
don't think
home.
it matters if they're
Is that
pissed
home for
off.
the Bills?
It's at home for
I don't
the
think the
Bills.
Bills look that good though. Like
I don't know.
I would take like an all spread like Raiders plus 10.5.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, next up, Chargers at the Titans. Chargers are favorite on the road, -3.
Yeah, they're gonna cover that because Ryan Tannehill is probably the worst quarterback in the NFL.
How much
So
longer
sad,
Derrick Henry got left in the league, you guys think?
Dude, he looks dominant still.
I
Playing
know.
with
That's
the
what I'm
Titans
saying.
or playing with somebody else.
Just anywhere, because he's strong.
He's good, but the Titans are gonna. What's the saying? You ride him hard and put him away wet. Every year they're just relying on him to just do everything.
He's still doing it.
Yeah, but how long do you want to do that? I mean,
Well, that's what I'm asking. I
at
don't
some
know.
point, if you're a running back, you got to be like, dude, get a quarterback who can do something.
Right.
They drafted Will Levis and Malik Willis. Like, if both of those guys suck, for one, you can't draft worth a shit, and for two, you got to figure out like Ryan Tannehill is not good.
What if the Jordan Love does pan out for Green Bay and then he goes somewhere like Green Bay next year?
Who?
Derrick Henry.
If he was at like Pittsburgh or somewhere like that,
Oh
it'd be
my
great.
God.
I need my own segment like
So-
Trey Wayne got for OU. I need my own Pittsburgh segment.
Y'all got a
Steel
good
City.
running back though.
Out of Najee Harris,
He only had 6 carries.
he don't look that good to me.
6 carries.
I'm not sold, bro. I don't know. I like Najee's story. I like him. He looked real good year one. I don't know, man.
I think he's just on a bad team.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
So
So
want to take him to a good team. He might elevate.
this motherfucker.
So with this game, I'm a huge Vrabel guy, former Buckeye, shout out, but also he's just like a good football dude.
Yeah,
And I think
he's like Dan Campbell.
And like, dude, the Saints' offense is pretty loaded, pretty good.
So is the Chargers.
They like the Titans' defense like did good against the Saints' defense.
Yeah.
So it could be a ground and pound close game, and they're +3. I might dabble.
So you
Might
like
dabble.
the Titans to cover the spread?
I like the boys in blue.
I like the boys in baby blue. I'll take the Chargers to cover the spread.
Do we want to take a break right now?
Yeah, we can. Let's take a break and we'll be right back for more parlays and Coles picks. And we're back.
All right, next game up is we kind of mentioned it a little bit, but the Baltimore Ravens without J.K. Dobbins going into the Bengals bounce back week. Ravens are dogs +3.5.
I think they get that.
The Bengals are going to kick the shit out of the Ravens.
Hey, what the fuck? They scored 3 points against the Browns.
Doesn't
son.
matter.
They
It's an
scored 3
outlier.
points against the
Look
Browns.
at the. Hey,
Where's it at?
Hey,
Is it
hey,
Baltimore?
Listen.
It's
Baltimore.
it's Cincinnati.
Oh,
It's in
I like
Cincinnati.
the Ravens.
The
I think the Ravens are going to win too.
Give him that look.
the
The Bengals didn't
Cincinnati
look very good at
Bengals
all.
have a terrible record, especially with Joe Burrow. I don't know what it is.
First,
The Browns beat the Bengals, right? But the Bengals win the war because they're going to AFC championships and they're going to Super Bowls. That's what matters. Lamar Jackson isn't good.
Come on.
That team
Come on.
isn't good. They have a good defense.
All right.
But
You said
they got,
Lamar Jackson not good?
No.
He says
What
that.
are you talking about?
Hey, how many yards did he have last week? Was it 156?
Don't matter.
Something
How
like
many-
that?
It was
How many
Dude,
yards?
Joe
how many
Burrow
yards
had-
did Joe
Burrow
Burrow?
had.
Doesn't matter. Hey, let's look.
He didn't even have 100
Doesn't
yards,
matter.
right?
He's gonna
Doesn't
say.
matter.
Hey, he's gonna say he got 275 mils.
It's an exception to the rule. How many games like that has Joe Burrow had versus Lamar? I just don't like. How far are you going with Lamar as your quarterback? The
All right.
Bengals are at home. They're going to bounce back. They're going to get it done. I ain't stressed.
I
Hey,
didn't-
relax.
I didn't say they're going to beat the
Bengals are gonna be
Bengals.
fine.
I didn't say they're going to
Nope.
beat the Bengals. I just said they're going to cover the spread.
Okay, I
Plus
get
3.5.
He
I'm-
said he'd taken
I'm-
the Ravens.
I'm taking the Ravens plus
That's
3.5.
3 people said they got the Ravens.
Plus
What about-
3.5, dude.
That's-
I think,
Trey?
dude. But what about J.K. Dobbins?
They said they're looking in house. They said they ain't going nowhere else. So like, who is number 2?
Oh, I'm trying to pick him up on my fantasy team.
yeah, same. I got to wait
because
for
I drafted J.K.
Uh-huh.
I
Man,
did too.
he just can't string it together, man.
Darn it.
This fucking
that's
sucks.
unfortunate.
Darn it.
He's so good.
He is so good.
What's
all right.
next?
We talked about it a little bit. Colts at Houston. Colts favorite -1.
Go ahead.
So I know, like, obviously nothing compares to the college rivalry, but in the NFL, did you feel a rivalry against any other teams? Like, did you feel a little bit of that? Obviously, it's a division team when you play with the Colts and you play the Texans, and the
We
Colts
used to dog walk them
every year
Yeah.
kick the shit out of the
Yeah.
Texans.
We used to-
Even
we
when
used
Deshaun was there, that's why I'm not a big Deshaun guy because he didn't do it to Texans.
T.Y. Hilton used to just destroy. Every
ghost.
time we played we could be down and we'd be like, all right, it's okay.
Ty got us.
We're gonna bounce
we
back.
need to have Ty on sometime.
Oh yeah, he come on.
Ty is my
You
outside
would
of
be
Peyton
like
Manning,
a fangirl for
outside
sure.
of outside of Peyton and Boom. Ty is on my Mount Rushmore of Colts players.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
All right.
I love
Well,
Ty.
shit.
I'll get him on the show then.
I
That'd
love
be fun.
Ty.
Yeah.
Where Ty live at?
He in Florida.
Okay,
Yeah, he in Florida
that'd be
boy.
cool. We could have him on.
He-
Yeah.
He went to FAU, right?
Yep.
Sorry about it.
Hey, love it. All right, what were you saying?
Well, anyways, Colts are only 1-point favorites. I think they'll cover.
Yep.
They're like minus 120, but the spread's minus 110 for a point. So you got to take the spread. They're going to beat the
Yep,
Texans.
I'm running it. Houston's work
Bad.
some shit out,
Bad.
man. Oh well. All right, Chiefs at Jaguars. Going to be a great game probably.
I think it's gonna be a good game.
Jaguars at home are dogs +3.
I-
I'm taking the Jags.
I'm taking
plus
the Jags
3.
for sure.
Really?
For sure.
Dude, Trevor Lawrence.
Is Kelsey?
I hate.
Hold on,
I
you said
hate.
the Chiefs at the Jags.
Yep.
Chiefs at the Jags. Jags are +3 at
So-
home.
How
Think they'll
long
go
is
down
Kelsey
2 weeks
out?
in a row.
So they got their defensive lineman back. What's the
oh yeah,
name
they
of
just
it?
signed him.
Chris Jones. Yeah.
Chris Jones is
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
That makes a big.
Big difference.
It does.
I don't know if
Kelsey.
Kelsey's playing or not, but if he plays, that makes a big difference.
That makes a huge.
So I don't know. I gotta see the injury report before I make my decision.
So the over for this game is 51.5.
That could happen.
The
Especially
Jags
if they get
scored
Kelsey back.
31 last week
It could happen.
against a good
Depends on
Colts
the weather.
defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Forecast.
It's in Jacksonville, so it could be rain. You know, all the games.
Yeah.
That's where
On
OU
the
played
East
this
Coast.
weekend. It was rainy, so it could
It's rough, man. My heart wants to take the Jags +3.
I'm gonna take it.
Well, just do
But I'm
both.
gonna. But,
Go with your heart, Cole.
but
I
I'm
would
gonna,
buy some points if you're gonna do it.
Yep. All right. Next up, 49ers at the Rams. 49ers -8.
They get
Yes.
it. They get
Ram-
it. They get it.
They're legit. I
Rams
think they're
look
the
good.
truth.
Yeah,
Nah.
the 49ers are real good.
People
I
forgot
don't
the
think-
Rams were good.
They're good.
I think because Stafford was out and all that shit, but they forgot that.
I think people forgot the 49ers were good though too.
Yeah,
the
the
49ers,
Steelers
the
are good.
49ers and Steelers line was pretty close.
Yeah,
They had to end up
didn't look
what
close.
23.
Is McCaffrey the best running back in the NFL?
Oh, dude, he might be.
Best running back.
He's tough.
When he's healthy,
Overall-
man, he's a fucking
Overall,
He's like a
that's a good. You could argue that for sure.
Yeah.
Because he
he's like a video game when he's healthy.
yeah, he's a hell of a back for sure.
All right, here we go. Snooze fest. Giants at Cardinals. Cardinals are +4.5 at home.
Who's the
Cardinals.
quarterback for the Cardinals right now? Is it Colt McCoy again?
No, it
No,
was
it's the one dude. I forgot his name. He was just playing for the Browns. Then they traded him like week 1 or something like that.
All dude,
This
Hoyer?
goes to show.
no, it's not Hoyer.
This goes to show.
yeah, but they almost beat the
Snooze.
Commanders in another snooze fest. But
Nah.
yeah, I'm good on that game. I'll take the Giants though.
Giants -4.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a bounce back week for Dable.
Yeah,
They
That
have
ball
to.
would
Big
be-
Saquon has a big
Yeah,
game.
I like
Yeah.
Saquon too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Saquon's in that discussion if they can get their offense together. He is must see
Dude,
TV.
If they can block
He's healthy.
anybody.
Yeah.
Here's my thing with Daniel Jones. He just always looks like confused. Like he doesn't-
Did you hear the story about Daniel Jones?
Does
He
he
got-
always look like Jay Cutler?
he got hired by I can't remember what the fashion brand was to do like an appearance, and he went and nobody recognized him.
Oh no. He's
yeah,
just
he looks like an
marketing
accountant,
team.
basically.
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. All right.
Whatever.
Jets at the Cowboys. The Jets are plus.
Dude,
8.5.
how excited would
8.5.
everybody
I'm
have
gonna
been
take
to watch if
Jets
it
are
is Aaron
plus
I'm gonna take the
8.5.
Cowboys.
Yeah, Cowboys.
Cowboys. Look.
I'm
Yeah.
only
Dude,
reason
Zach
why I
Wilson's
say-
gonna be running his ass off.
Exactly.
That
That's
defense-
why-
Those guys can't block Micah Parsons.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
defense is too good.
plus 8.5.
That
Yeah.
means, they
Dude,
have to,
so
that means
bro.
they have to win by 10.
But
No,
you
they're
thi-
right
but
by
you
nine.
thi- but you
Yeah.
think about this. The Giants, first off, MetLife's cursed. We just know it. New York's cursed.
Yeah.
But they start out the game with a blocked field goal to the house and then a pick six immediately right after that.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do? Like, that's just
Nothing.
like
Nothing.
that's
Yeah, but-
gone after that point.
But they can't, dude. Micah Parsons, like those guys on the outside at the Jets, they both showed they couldn't. I mean, They
Zach
can
gonna
block
throw
nobody.
two picks.
Easily, dude. Between the he's gonna
throwing
struggle.
2 picks. If they got that on the,
We don't think Salah's gonna be like, I got Breeze Hall and
That kid-
who's
that
their
kid's a
running
stud.
back?
Cook.
And they got Dalvin Cook. Let's just run
I mean,
the
they're
ball,
gonna
chew
have
up-
to
chew
do
up the
that.
Hey,
clock.
and that catch from Garrett Wilson last night
This
was
is crazy. How
Crazy.
he
Did you
tipped
see the
it back
picture?
to himself.
I gotta show you the picture.
Will
They got
Sauce?
a hell of a picture.
Hey, if I was Solis, I would
Sauce
put
is
both
playing.
them dudes in the backfield,
Well, he guard-
create a new offense, and then when you do actually throw the ball, you just throw it to Garrett Wilson.
Is Sauce going to cover CeeDee Lamb?
Probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
C. Lamb is.
that
Yeah.
safety had 2 picks last night. I mean, the Jets'
3.
defense is for real.
Yeah,
We had 3 picks.
3.
Yeah. The Jets'
So
defense
plus
is for
8.5
real.
of his.
It is a lot. That's a trap.
Yeah.
Though. That's a trap. That's a game you look at and you're like, I ain't taking it. I'm
even
staying
at
away.
8.5, I think Cowboys got it because with Josh Allen throwing 3 picks and they still only scored 16, the Jets did, and had to
That's
go to
what I'm saying.
overtime.
Dak could also
It's-
throw
they-
3 picks though.
Yeah. Dak
Yeah.
is good during the regular season now.
Yeah, well,
But he gonna throw a pick too though.
Pollard, he'll be all right at home too. I think Cowboys got it. I think Boom's
Yeah.
right.
Okay. Next up, Commanders at the Broncos. Commanders are plus 3.5.
Another snooze fest.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
I'll take the
Yeah.
Commanders.
You
I
think-
don't believe in
Russ,
Russell Wilson.
you're not gonna let him
Anymore.
cook?
No.
I believe in Russell Wilson's wife.
Oh,
Said his future.
Oh.
All right, that's enough.
Next game.
Yep, that's
Next.
enough.
He just kind of
That's enough with that one. All right, here we go. Good matchup.
Don't ask Pippen.
Dolphins at New England. Dolphins are minus 2.
analyst perspective I had on that game.
Dolphins,
Sorry.
Dolphins, New England.
Dolphins at New England. Dolphins are favorite minus 2.
Tua, baby. He's good.
Yeah,
He
Tua
threw
is
for like
legit,
440. That
He's a
offense is
dog.
so
Ryan
good.
Clark is right. Tua's sick of motherfuckers telling him what
Yeah,
he
he's a
isn't.
dog,
he's
bro.
he's good. He's good. They got
Dude,
that too.
Did you see the route that Tyreek Hill ran where he went in motion running like 30 miles an hour, immediately cuts it up, and then just cuts it across the field like so fast?
2 right
No,
angles.
dude, no one's guarding
He's
that.
so
No.
good.
Dude, he had almost 45 fantasy points.
Imagine
He's
if he
a
still
dog.
played for Kansas City.
Oh,
They should have paid
OP.
him. Instead, they gave $500 million to Patrick Mahomes and his brother,
his wife's out
Shout
there
out.
screaming and
And
shit.
they lost to the Lions.
and they
Yeah.
lost to the Lions.
That's the football
That's Dan
gods.
Campbell, man.
There was
All right, next up, we got Saints at Carolina. Saints are favored at
Saints.
minus 3.
Oh, Saints are
I'm taking the
covered.
Saints, man.
Yeah.
Panthers, it's rough, dude.
Not yet.
Rough.
They can
Are,
never.
are you? Have you
Are
decided?
you looking for a new team?
Who'd you pick?
I'm confused right now.
You could wear a Kelly Green Eagles.
I'm confused. I would
Was
say
Carolina was
I'm,
his team.
I'm really a big just like uniform guy. I'm a big jersey guy. I like the Panthers colors. I've been dabbling with the Jets because got relations there.
Not
But
now.
I'll get down and root for the Bengals.
The Bengals
but,
have a tiger on their
but
jersey.
if you would ask me who my favorite team was, I'd probably say Panthers because I just know I still look good in like their colors. So
there you go.
Elite colors.
you know what I mean?
Kelly Green Eagles, baby. You can't beat
I mean, the
those.
Broncos are looking for fans right now.
I
Stay out this
don't
way.
think I could do it. Nope. I ain't riding with it. All right, last matchup. Browns at Pittsburgh. Browns favorite minus 2.5.
Corey.
So minus what's I still don't understand betting lines very well.
So the
So that
Steelers
means
Who got the 2.5 though
Browns are favored in minus 2.5.
So the Browns have to
so
win
the-
by 3 points or
yeah.
more.
to cover the spread?
The Steelers
And it's
can't
at
So
Pittsburgh.
do y'all?
in
Do
Pittsburgh.
you think y'all will lose by more than 4 points, baby?
Oh, we ain't gonna lose. Boom. I
y'all not
think
gonna-
so. I think what's gonna happen is, Deshaun didn't have his regular scheduled massage. He's gonna be a little pent up, and then what's gonna happen is, when they get there, we're actually gonna show up like how we looked in the preseason because I think we were undefeated in the preseason, and then we're gonna win by 3.
But 3 points.
Yeah.
So
that's-
so you said Cam Hayward got hurt? Is he back?
Cam Hayward did get hurt. I don't think he's gonna be back. But TJ Watt had a hell of a game. I'm just
He did.
wondering if they can stop TJ, and then I don't know. I think George Pickens and Kenny Pickett will have a much better game. I think Steelers at home is just tough to beat. I do like what I see from the Browns, though. They are a lot better than maybe people realize. But Pittsburgh's just got that like winning way. I just don't think they're gonna lose to the Browns. I don't know. My whole life,
What's the
I've probably
2.5
lost
or
to the
3.5?
Browns like
2.5. Yeah,
less than
Browns are
5
covered.
times, I think.
You got Deontay Johnson hurt his hamstring, so I don't know if he's going to play. And you got George Pickens throwing shots at Kenny Pickett on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
Yeah,
It's
Browns
not
are
good dynamic.
Browns are covering. Browns are covering
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking Browns.
Yeah, I feel you guys.
Yeah, I think Deshaun, he's got his massage. He's gonna be ready.
Yeah.
They're
See,
good.
I-
I
good.
think the Browns are. They kind of remind me like they have the attitude kind of like how the Lions have right now.
Yeah.
Like they got some juice right
Yeah,
now.
one of
Cleveland
these
is-
years, the
Cleveland is
Browns
Cleveland.
are gonna shock everybody.
They have to
and
break
everyone's
out
gonna
at
be
some
like,
point.
"Yeah, fuck you, it was our year this year."
Yeah. Yep.
They said we ain't coming, we here, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, and we sent him home crying a lot. I told my wife, I told my daughter this, right? Because my wife's a Browns fan. She grew up around Cleveland, and Madeline naturally just said, I'm going to like who mom likes. And I said, listen, you're choosing a life of misery. Me, Andon, and AG, we are Steeler fans. We are winners. And that's you could just come over to our side and no one will know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you are choosing a life of losing, and that
So-
sucks.
So your house is gonna be divided.
It's always divided. But I mean, we ultimately have like winter swag. You know what I mean? So it's how it is.
That's it.
Same.
That's all that
If the
matters.
Steelers lose, is Rachel going to shit talk you?
Oh yeah, her parents, because they lose all the time.
Oh.
So I mean, it's like,
And we're gonna give it to you.
yeah, it's perfect. It's cool. I mean, winners win, baby. I'm just saying. There's something in that mystique of when you come into, I always call it Heinz Field, not AccuView Stadium, where the fuck they call it now.
Yeah. I never won there, so yeah.
Hey, Mike Tomlin's for real. Like,
Oh, hell of a coach.
probably the best coach in the NFL.
Dude, yes.
Never
Mike
had a losing
Tomlin.
season.
Once again, another stat.
Wow.
There's only been 3 coaches in the last like 60 years in Pittsburgh or some shit like that. Chuck Noll, the fucking chin, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin, all 3 Hall of Famers. Mike Tomlin's going to be a first ballot too.
Absolutely.
100%. All right. We good?
This is good. I think my game of the week that I'm excited to watch is OU against Iowa State. That's really the only thing on my list that I'm excited to watch.
Is it at
Same.
OU?
It is at OU.
And it's at a noon game?
It's a new game.
And then the Ohio State game's 3:30?
Yep.
4 o'clock game.
Weird time slot.
Yeah. All right. Shit. I guess we're out of here. Boomcast. This was just a good football episode, fellas.
100%.
Go Bucks.
We got to break this shit up and put it up on Twitter because I know motherfuckers are going to want to watch it. Share it with all your friends.
Yeah.
We out. Boom, me. The Boom Squad. We out. Later.